Okay. Our final driver before practice starts will be Juan Pablo Montoya. He drives the number 42 Target Chevrolet for Earnhardt Ganassi. He is currently 8th in points. And Juan, talk about the type of season so far that you guys have had and about racing here at Martinsville.
It's been a good season. Okay. It's been a pretty good season. You know, our car, it's been okay. You know, we've been a couple of races pretty good, couple of races average, and a really bad one. So I think we make the most out of it. We learned last year that you can't really DNF. We had so many DNFs and so many wrecks and so many things go wrong. That this year, I think we're racing a lot smarter. I think our cars are pretty good. You know, we've been closing some, and I don't know. I was like, last week we were surprised to be qualified on pole. We knew for the race was going to be a harder race, but even like that, you know, we got a top 10 out of it, so I was pretty happy with that.
Okay, we'll take questions now for Juan. If you have one, raise your hand. We'll bring you the wireless mic. Let's start over here with this gentleman right here. I believe his name's Justin.
Juan, doing a story on points. You're in 8th right now. Through 5 races, can you see the positives and negatives of the new point system? And in general, do you like the new setup?
It really doesn't make that much difference. You know, I think it makes it a little bit closer. It's a little bit closer on the top, and I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more gap is it now between what it is now and what it used to be, but you look at the points, and it's just so much more simple to understand. You know, you look at the points before, and you're like 150 points, and you think about 150 points, and it's like, wow, you're dead. And it wasn't even a race, you know. Now, you know, you're 20 points high. You say, okay, I finished 20 points ahead of this guy. You know, 20 places ahead. I'm there. So I think it's a lot better.
Next question. Who's got one? Claire B. Right here. Thank you, Juan. Appreciate it. Claire B.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius NASCAR Radio. Juan, can you explain what it's like to race at Martinsville to somebody who's never been in a race car and is watching this race?
It's fun. It's really hard. You know, it's really hard on the brakes. It's really hard on the car. You know, track position is always important, but you can pass always here. I think the harder thing is, you know, the corner speeds are so slow that it's like you feel, oh, I could roll a little bit faster, but you can't. You really can't. You know what I mean? So you got to be very patient and learn how far you can go with the car. And, you know, we always seem to have good cars here. Last year, our biggest issue was brakes. We made some adjustments for this year, so, you know, and we've done some testing. So we're hoping that it pays off and we'll be looking a little better.
Let's go here to Brian.
Brian Nelson, Motor Racing Network. Kimi Räikkönen's going to make the jump over to NASCAR. What do you think? What do you think about his path that they've laid out with starting in the Truck Series, and what's he in for?
The only thing I heard is that he was being approved for Charlotte. I don't know if he's even been confirmed or if he's doing it, but if he does, I think it'd be cool if he comes here. He's a cool guy, and I think he would fit right in. My first choice wouldn't be Charlotte to start my first race, but hey, I'm not running his program, so I don't know.
Question up here with David. Go ahead.
Speaking of that, you hear a lot of guys coming from other series to NASCAR, but you don't hear of NASCAR guys going to other series. Does that show just where this sport is compared to everything else now?
I don't know. There were rumors a couple of years ago that Kyle could have gone to Toyota in Formula One and this and that. I don't know. The series is, you know, a lot higher than people think it is. I think people here underrate this, you know, underrate our level against, you know, worldwide. I think if you would get the numbers of how many people internationally are watching these races, not only Latin America but Europe and Asian things, you'll shock yourself. I think they're pretty amazing.
Next question for Juan. Nate has one right here.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. First race by yourself with Sebastian, with just him here?
I always come with friends when I brought him, but this time it's it's him and myself, yeah. So I got Mark looking after him, my bus driver. So it's cool, you know what I mean. Now it was like 6:30 in the morning, and he goes, "I want the iPad." I'm like, okay. Yeah. So it's pretty cool, you know what I mean. In a way, it's nice because lately you can tell when I'm away. When I get home, it's like, oh, I get really excited, and when I go away, we could see a little bit of difference. So that's why we brought him here, and it's been pretty cool.
And a quick follow-up, what you were saying about people underrate NASCAR versus worldwide. Were you aware of that when you were in Formula One? I mean, did people talk about what they got going on there is pretty cool?
People in Formula One are very selfish. You know what I mean? They think there's nothing better out there. You know what I mean? And if you look from technology-wise, it's not. But the actual racing, this is exciting. I mean, it's exciting to watch. It's exciting to be here. I think people, when you hear about ovals and sometimes you watch them, it's like, first time you watch it by yourself, oh, yeah, it's a circle. But if you come and you actually see how fast we're going in real life, they go, oh, yeah, that's a lot faster than people think it is.
So when F1 drivers watch those races on TV?
People are watching, and over the last few years when I came over, people started paying attention to how it ran, and I think a lot of people got hooked on it. And it's like I still receive emails from people from Formula One, good luck on the race, great qualifying. And it's like, oh, you're paying attention. That is surprising.
Let's go to Rusty, then Lee.
Rusty Ball and NASCAR Media Group. Kind of a similar question that you had about Martinsville. I want to ask you about Talladega. Could you kind of explain, sorry about that, to jump ahead, but could you explain to a race fan what it's like to be 4 wide, 20 deep, voices in your head at a place like Talladega?
It's pretty relaxing. Honestly, Talladega and Daytona now with the two-car draft, I think it's going to be a little bit different. But normally it was a place where you could actually ride and, take your time and, fall behind and things. And, you kind of know how many laps you need to know to make sure you get to the front before the craziness starts. And that's it. You go from there.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Are you happy that you came over here late? I mean, in your career, because the guys in F1, they're so young, but don't you need a little bit of maturity to be over here? And will Kimi be able to party at the level he's used to and compete at the level he needs to?
I don't know. I never partied with him,
NASCAR?
so I don't know. You only hear the rumors. You probably the same things you heard. But you hear people here party and have fun as well. So, and I'm not gonna go even mention names or anything, but you hear it. I think when you're young, you take every lap like it's the last lap, and when you do that and you try to do that here, you're not gonna blend in and you're not gonna do well. When you learn to take care of the car, be smart, make the moves when you have to make the moves, and learn to give up a place or two when you have to, it's part of learning to be in NASCAR, and when you understand the system, it works really well. Oh, yeah, I'm happy and I wouldn't change it for anything. I don't think I'm that mature, but yeah, I guess. Thank you. Thanks for the compliment. I don't know. I think I don't think there's a certain age. You look at Joey Logano, he's, 15, and he's, he is as mature as they come. Sure. He does a good job in the racetrack.
Okay, Juan, before I let you go, as you know, sometimes I ask you to talk about racing at Martinsville for our Hispanic fans and media. And also, I think it'd be good if you could just talk a little bit about Kimi coming over from Formula One, as we have so much international interest in that, too.
No, la verdad, Martinsville es una carrera siempre emocionante. Es como yo creo que es un óvalo el que se parece más a un circuito y entonces hay que frenar muy duro, la verdad hay que correr un poquito más duro que en las otras pistas, que lo vuelve muy emocionante. Y por el otro lado, pues Kimi, la verdad, va a ser una cosa interesante ver cómo le va. Espero que entre en un buen equipo y pues haga un buen trabajo. Va a ser bastante interesante que pase.
Juan, thanks a lot. Have a great race weekend, and good luck with Sebastian.